Discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another How to Play, and this time we're going to be doing Betrayal at the House on the Hill and its new expansion, Widow's Walk. So, I have the game relatively set up here, and the reason why I say relatively is because of, I don't have it set up for the number of players. It plays 3 to 6. So I just have one person set up because it's easier to explain that way. Anyway, Betrayal at the House on the Hill is a traitorous, game where at least one person will become the traitor, and you are exploring this house in a tile laying system with all these tiles that have a basement and an upper floor, and then in the expansion it is the roof landing. Without the Widow's Walk expansion, you won't have that. Now, you and your friends are going to be moving throughout this house, just exploring, getting items, and basically just you're doing that until what's known as the haunt starts, and I'll explain how that works. So, you have your player. I have Professor Longfellow here, and they kind of have little stats about them. He is 57, he is 5'11", 5 foot 11 inches tall. That's weird to say. He weighs 153 pounds. His hobbies are, Gaelic music, drama, and fine wines. There's always one oddball. I'll let you decide which one that is. And his birthday is July 27th. So what you will do is, first player is the person whose character's birthday is closest to the date. So obviously it's December with my time. So it probably won't be him. These little tokens here are, they just correspond to certain haunts and certain events, and these come with the expansion as well. The character has two sets of traits. He has his physical traits, which are might and speed, and his mental traits, which are sanity and knowledge. And the game comes with this little tracker. You will start it out on the green numbers. Now, these little tokens here suck. They are very flimsy. Like, this is laying down, and you can just just move it all over the place. See, like now, I barely bumped it, and it's all over the place. So, I would actually just write it down, and be sure to make, because they're not in number order. So, if he takes a hit of sanity, he doesn't go down to 2. His second level is still a 3. And these correspond to the number of dice that you will roll when making checks. So, yeah, it starts out on the green, but I would just write it down because these are the worst markers in the world. Anyway, everyone will start out in the entrance hall, and these yellow things are doors. You can never leave the mansion, and you also, whenever you're laying down tiles, I don't believe you can actually go past the entrance. Like, this is like kind of like the cutoff point, so you build out this way. So what you can do on your turn, you can move, you can discover a new room, you can use an item or omen card, you can attempt a die roll, or you can make an attack. The fifth one, making an attack, you cannot do that until the haunt actually starts. So, you can do as many actions as you want in any order, but you can only do one of them. So you can't like move multiple times. But moving is very simple. You look down at your character's speed, his speed is 4, and you move that many spaces. Obviously, these are the different spaces. So let's just say I want to go up to the upper landing. So how you do that is it says right here up at the top, it says leads to the upper landing. So you're going upstairs. So we'll just have him go 1, 2, 3, and he's now upstairs, and we'll just go this way. We'll go closer to me. So we're going to have him go this way. He'll go down there. Now, you're going to have this stack of tile cards that will all be shuffled, and each of them will have a highlighted segment that tells you where it can be placed. So there's basement, upper. So since these cannot be drawn, since obviously I'm not in the basement, you would just place those in like a separate pile and until you find one that you can place. And so this would be the ground of the basement, and here's the upper. So that's the first one I would use. These would go in just like kind of like a different pile, and that's pretty much that. And you will flip it. So this is the tower. So you can attempt a might roll of 3+ to cross. If you fail, you stop moving. So like that would happen, and these you have to match door to door, so it would go kind of like that. And some of these tiles are going to be from the expansion, so I believe this is one of the newer ones. So since I'm here, I would go in here, and this symbol right here at the tower, that matches the event symbol right here. There are 3 different types of cards you can draw. Omen cards, which are the crows, items, which are the bull, skulls, and events, the spiral. So you would draw that and encounter it. Secret stairs. A horrible creaking sound echoes around you. You've discovered a secret stairwell. Put 1 secret stairs token in this room and a 2nd secret stairs token in an existing room on another floor. Move from 1, so you can basically move from, you can cut, like basically it's a shortcut. And then I can do that right now if I wanted to, even if I don't have any movement left, which is nice. Now, this game comes with a bunch of different tokens that are a pain in the ass to organize. I basically just took them all out and just to basically find. So here's the secret stairs. It says secret stairs right on it. If I was lucky enough to actually pull out a second one, I could probably show that, but we'll just use secret passage. And a lot of these only correspond to the haunt, which I'll explain later, of course. So I would be able to take this secret stairs right here, just place it kind of in an area, and we'll just do the basement landing. We'll just have that done. So now you can go from the tower that for somehow has secret stairs that in the tower leads all the way down to the basement landing, which you can do. And I can take those if I wanted to. But let's say I don't want to do that. I would like to make a might roll of 3+. The 3+ is what you have to roll on the dice to actually do that. My might is 3, so I will roll 3 dice, and as you can tell, these aren't regular d6. There's a lot of blanks, 1, 2, or 2, 2, sorry, and then 2 1s. So I would roll that, and I rolled all blanks, so I do not continue moving. But let's say I would have gotten to move again, and then I can go, and then I can cross. So I would then again try and find one like this one right here. This can go anywhere. So that is a panic room. All right. When you exit, you may attempt a speed roll of 3+. If you succeed, move to any room with a dumbwaiter. Now, that is a new feature from the expansion. There is a symbol called the dumbwaiter that I'll just show you instead of trying to find one. That symbol right there is the dumbwaiter symbol, which means it's kind of like a weighted lift. So you can go from a space in a dumbwaiter to a level above. So if you were in the basement, you could go from a dumbwaiter space to another dumbwaiter space and a level above you. So it's kind of like a little elevator. So that would be the panic room that would have to go like that, and there's no exits in or out of that. And then I would have to draw another event, which is lights out. Your flashlight goes out. Don't worry, someone else's batteries. I keep this card, and I can move only 1 space until I end my turn in the same space as another explorer. So that limits me because it's all dark for me now. And then once I am in the space with someone else, I can discard this. If you have the candle or end your turn in the furnace room, I just discard. Excuse me. So now I would keep that. The secret stairs would have gotten discarded, and now I hold this. So there are going to be tiles, and that's basically your turn. Anytime you enter a space for movement that requires you to draw a card, you would end your turn. Going into previously explored spaces do not count. You wouldn't redraw it. So like if someone else came into the tower, they wouldn't draw an event card. So there's some replayability there. Now, let me see if I can find one. Nope. Nope. Now it's going to be all event cards. Nope. There we go. Right here. Right here. All right. So if I had drawn this one, let's say it's my next turn, I go 1, and I'm going to go here. And I draw the servants' quarters. So there's 4 doors. I can place that however I want. And that is drawing an omen. And omens are bad to draw. Vial. The old and crazy woman said you should drink this potion that glows with an amber light. Maybe that's how she got so old and crazy. Once on your turn, you may drink from the vial. Roll 2 dice. Now that is attempting a die roll, so I can do that right now. Or using an item. So I'll do that now. I'm going to roll 2 dice and see what I get. Woo! Alright, 2. Number 2 is failed experiment, no effect. But if I'd rolled 4, the blood of something unknown, I gain 1 in each trait but sanity. I would lose 2 sanity. Every time that you draw an omen card, it says at the bottom, make a haunt roll now, if that'll focus. Focus for me. There we go. Make a haunt roll now. What that means is that you will actually, this will stay in my possession, you will take 6 dice and you will roll them. If you roll less than the number of haunts, or less than the number of omens in the game, the haunt starts. So after 1 omen, it is possible to have the haunt start immediately in the game. You have to roll all blanks, but it is possible. So I would roll all 6 dice. That was actually relatively close. This was almost a blank, but still, I got 4, so it's not going to happen. It's very unlikely that it'll happen, but it can happen. And this game is very, very simple. So let's just say the haunt did start. I roll all blanks. There we go. Oh no, the haunt! So what's going to happen is you are going to, luckily the expansion came with a kind of a chart. The base game comes with a chart, and it's in the Secrets of Survival. And don't read any of this unless you want the game to be ruined for you. But what you will do is you will look at the chart and you will see what room caused the haunt and which item was drawn. So I was in the servants' quarters, so it's right here, and then it was the vial, so all the way down here. So the vial, it would be story number 80. And then, once you figure that out, 1 through 50 would be the regular haunt from the base game, but since it's number 80, that would be, this chart right here is going to tell you, at least from the base game, or from the expansion, who the traitor is. So what's going to happen is, since it was 80, it is the person with the highest knowledge, and you refer to the chart after 100 in the Secrets of Survival. Yeah, if you've played those certain haunts, there's no traitor in the scenario, and you go to the next Secrets of Survival. So, person with the highest knowledge. So, his knowledge is 5. That is relatively high. The other players you can have are actually, and they're double-sided, so you have 2 different, you essentially have 12 total characters. Jenny LeClaire has 3, and then she also has 5. Darren is 3, and then Ox has 3, so probably not. It's probably going to be the professor who has one of the highest knowledge, but that's obviously not always the case, because then it's this person. So let's say it was the professor. So what's going to happen is you're going to take, if it was a base game, it would be these 2. The green is for the survivors, so obviously not the person with the highest knowledge. The person with the highest knowledge would take this one, if it's the base game, the Traitor Tomb. Everyone else would take the green one. But since it was an expansion, an expansion haunt, the survivors are going to take this one. So not the traitor, not the person with the highest knowledge in this example. The person with the highest knowledge is going to take this one. And I'm not going to do a how to play on the haunt because I don't want to ruin anything. But if you have the expansion and the base game, you have a total of 100 haunts, which is a lot. Because I've played this game maybe 4 or 5 times, and so I still have 95 haunts that I can do. And they're all radically different from my experience. So the traitor would then turn at the top. It tells you which haunt number, or at the bottom. Sorry, so 75. So I would go to the survivors. We go to page or to haunt 80, and that will tell you what it is, and it will tell you very obscure ways to win. The traitor in the Traitor's Tomb, it'll tell the traitor how he needs to win. In the Survivor Guide, it will tell the survivors how to win, but it does not tell you how the other person wins. The Secrets of Survival basically gives you, like the survivors, gives you kind of an idea of what the traitor does, but it doesn't tell you exactly what he needs to do. The traitor says what you know about the survivors. You kind of have an idea of what they have to do, but you don't know. And so there's a lot of kind of like trying to figure it out, and a lot of mind games between each person. So you start this game out on the team, and then eventually one person will become the traitor, and that is completely randomized based on the tile that they draw and the omen card that they draw. And there's a lot of omens here. Like there's a pretty good stack. The one thing that I didn't explain are items. I'll just draw an item. You can have as many items as you want, like this one, a ceremonial robe. Not sure if it's for the sacrificer or the sacrificee. Once per turn, when you make a sanity or knowledge roll, you may re-roll any number of dice. You can just hold on to that. And there are special tiles. There's like a mystic elevator that once you go in, you roll dice and it tells you where it takes you. There's a chute that's pretty much, there's multiple ways to get to the basement, but you cannot directly go to the basement. There's a chute that basically once you go in, you fall down to the basement. Whenever you move into a new room, you don't like open the door and peek in. You go into the room. So once I drew this, I moved into it. Like that counted. So there are weapons you can use. Let's see if I can find one that's a bell. There's a chainsaw right here. So vroom baby vroom. If you make chainsaw noises, add 1 die to to your might roll. You can do this even when you defend. So how attacking works is, so I'm gonna attack someone. So this one, vroom baby vroom. Now I can add 1 die to my might roll. You take, his might is 3, so he's gonna take 3 dice plus the 1 for having the chainsaw, and the other person will do Darren the Flash. His might is actually not that high, 3. He takes 3 dice. And you both compare and roll. So here's the guy attacking. He got a total of 4, and then 3, so 2. So the damage is going to be the difference between the two. So there is, 4, here's the 1. 4 minus 2 is 2 damage. That means the victim, the person getting attacked, would have to take 2 points of physical damage. No one can die before the haunt. If you notice, on each different types of traits, there is a little skull at the very bottom. If you ever would lose a lot of, like I say, I would go down to 2. Oh, and this one's actually, oh no, it's not. There we go. I don't even have to move the thing. I just move the tile. Let's say he was at 2. If he had to take 2 points of damage, he wouldn't go down to the skull. He would just stay there. But after the haunt, if this was after the haunt, like it is now, for example, then if any of these traits go down to that skull, they die and they're out. And then it also depends on, the scenario and the haunt that's happening. So you can steal items if you do damage equal to, I believe it's twice the number of, if you inflict 2 points of physical damage. So instead of inflicting the damage I got here, I can actually steal an item instead. Because 4 minus 2 is 2, so you attack them. But you could deal damage, or you can steal an item. Those are special attacks. There are distance attacks you make. You just have to have line of sight if you can see them. And that's the game. Like, a lot of these tokens would be pulled out in scenarios and, events and omens and items and stuff like that. So don't worry about that whole pile of just that mess over there. Those are very specific. But that's the game. That I don't think I'm missing anything else. So that is how you play Betrayal at the House on the Hill, and a few examples from the new expansion Widow's Walk. The roof landing, you can get to it from the upper landing tile. Leads to and from the upper landing. Any room tiles that can be placed on the upper floor can also be placed on this floor. So, like this one right here could be placed on in that room, or from up there as well. So so once again, that's how you play Betrayal at the House on the Hill and its expansion Widow's Walk. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if I missed anything. I hope I didn't, because this is supposed to teach you how to play. Let me know if you're enjoying these how to plays, if they are useful, if they're helping anyone. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching and I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you want to help out the channel, I have my Patreon link right there. If you want to make some suggestions on board games you'd like to see us run through, I have my board game geek list right there. And if you want to just, like the Facebook page, I have my Facebook link right there. And have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.